Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19%. A 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the dot-com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless.
So the European Union and China, they have already vowed to retaliate. At what point would the administration consider pulling back on tariffs, especially on those 10% across the board tariffs? Where is the room for negotiation?
I don't think there's any chance that President Trump's going to back off his tariffs. This is the reordering of global trade, right? That's what's going to happen. But the world should stop exploiting the United States of America. Let our farmers sell their products. Let our ranchers sell their products. They won't take lobster in Europe or the UK. I mean, why won't they take American lobster?
Now. They do. They didn't for a while, but now they do.
But they don't, because okay. Downing Street said they're going to start, if they change their trade policy, they're going to start having lobster dinners in Downing Street.
All right.
So well, that's what they told me. So the point is, let's let American workers succeed and prosper.
That I will love to the day I die.
Just so great to be here with you, Erin.
So, and I'm so thrilled that we're able to talk. Okay, so what the heck is going on?
Well, I'm let down because I'm not a free trader. I'm a fair trader. Always have been from the days when you worked with me at CNBC.
Yep.
And what I was hoping was a coordinated thing where if you are charging us 20%, we charge you 20. Instead of a car where we're only making you pay 2.5 and you're not letting us in, we try to get things better. But
right. On a specific thing, you go, if they're 10 on a car, you go 10 on a car.
But I went deep on the numbers today, and the numbers did not make any sense. And I was actually.
I was doing like bananas in Vietnam. You did Cramerica.
Well, I just said, it's one of these things where if I'm doing 100 billion and you're letting me do 10 billion and I'm letting you do 100 billion, there was a way to be able to make it work. But the numbers that they did, and they had this ridiculous. I mean, that was the chart that they had with the mathematical equation. I mean, are you kidding me? How about just like
it looked like an Einstein.
I know. How about the fact that it was just wrong?
Yeah.
And what bothered me, Aaron, was that they really did over and over again. The president said, "Listen, it's going to be reciprocal. So you do it, we do it, and that was going to be so good." And I really believed in it. And I feel like a sucker tonight. Because I am not a free trader, and I do not believe in free trade. And I was just as tough, if not tougher, than his people. But they screwed it up, and they did it a totally ill-advised way. And I was very let down as someone who really, truly believes that free trade is awful for the American working person. This is what they came up with. Geez, come on, have some gumption, have some math.
I mean, how in the world do they do that after all of this? Jerome Powell,
they assured us over and over again, Aaron, that they were going to do the thing that would make it so that the tariffs would come down and the countries that were bad actors would change their ways. And then Israel decided to get rid of tariff.
And they tariffed them anyway.
Vietnam decided to cut their tariff, and they still got the highest tariff. It was such a shame because they missed the opportunity, and now they have to pay the price. And it's funny, too, because none of this stock market, none of this had to happen. And I feel bad because a lot of people lose money when this happens. I hope people just be calm, be constructive. But the way that they handled it was so Bush League that I was surprised. And President Trump has people who around him know these things. And
can you explain why when you hear Scott Bessent, he is a smart guy.
He's very smart.
He is a smart, thoughtful, respected person.
For $5 billion, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is? It's gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
How the second?
I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. I'll be out in about less than 2 weeks.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. I hope you are doing well. I know the markets are not doing well if you're not on the right-hand side, which is the sell side. As you obviously for those of you who have been listening to our podcast, you're prepared. You put the armor on. You already knew. You educated. You gave a darn. You were intentional. You were very, very proactive, seeking help, listening. This is not a secret. They fell right into our hand, exactly what we called it to be. And so this is some of the benefits of you reaching out, being intentional, being a steward of your money, actually being proactive and doing something about it. So congratulations to you. If you've been watching us literally for the past year, we've been talking about this. So it's not a surprise to anyone that has been following me for a while. But for those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Carlos Cortez. I am a financial advisor. Everything on this podcast is not investment advice. I am not giving investment advice. I'm simply just giving my opinion. However, this is for information and education purposes only. If you would like investment advice, you could give us a call and I might give you financial advice. But our number is 813-448-3446. You can visit us at cortezwm.com. You can check out my new book, right? So if you give us a call and you say, hey, Carlos, I want a book and we can speak 10, 15 minutes, I'll send you a free copy of my book, America First Retirement Plan.com. I'll even sign it and I'll ship it your way. No cost to you. It's my gift for you listening to us. So I want to make sure that you have this message in your hands because the whole gamut is about red money, guys. Like there's a whole reason why people are panicking. People are straight panicking. Like this is so preventable. This is so preventable. You know what's crazy is that Yahoo Finance was literally crashed. Like it crashed. Like earlier today, you should have saw it before I went on my podcast computer. I pulled up Yahoo on my podcast computer and it said, due to technical difficulties, our website is technically down or something like that. It basically crashed Yahoo Finance. So stocks see the worst wipeout since 2020. People are losing their butts. And if you're a listener, you're laughing straight to the bank today. Straight up laughing straight to the bank today. Let's see what the woke media news is saying about today.
Coming up with these tariffs rates, everybody's trying
it's
to
all
figure
about the
out,
volatility index, guys.
What has to happen for those to come down? And there's not much clarity on that. I think another important facet to all of this that is less discussed as we look at what likely will be many firms and economists raising their probabilities of recession. I think it's well better than an even odds at this point, is the tentacles from the equity market to the economy. We have household exposure to equities at an all-time high. It's risen for every single income bracket. And it makes me think of the 2001 era where we had an economic recession that probably wouldn't have been one were it not for the weakness in the equity market. So I think we have to put an increased amount of weight on what the market does, not just for things like will it trigger the Fed to do something, but what are the actual implications for the economy? And that's additive to the downside.
And also, we are seeing that the U.S. 10-year is falling below 4% this morning for the first time since October, just since we started asking you questions here. Lizanne, what is the bond market telling you about the health of our economy and about the amount of power that the Fed has to control this economy moving forward?
Well, in general, when bond yields are keying off the growth trajectory and prospects thereof and move down, you tend to see a positive correlation with equities. So lower bond yields, lower stock prices when the bond market is keying off growth. If the bond market were keying off inflation and we saw the move down without a commensurate hit to growth, that would be a much different story for the equity market. So I think the bond market continues to be in the driver's seat, but that yield comparison to stocks as to whether it's inverse or positively correlated is a function of why yields are doing what they're doing. And down on growth expectations deteriorating quite significantly, negative for equities.
Lizanne, when you think about a higher probability of a recession, what's your expectation for the equity markets? Is this, a garden variety, mild cyclical recession where you may have to go down 20, 25%, like an early 1990s, or do you think it's something that could be more ominous than that?
Well, there doesn't appear to be any significant dislocations within the financial system. So that could be something that prevents this thing from getting much worse. But if we were to see a significant tightening in financial conditions, a blowout in credit spreads, then you would call into question then the health and stability of the financial system. There's one pretty consistent determinant of whether a correction turns into a bear market or not, and that is recessions. Corrections that have not been accompanied by a recession at some point in the not too distant future tend to just stay in correction territory. Those that morph into bear markets, it's a function of recession or not. So as you see recession probabilities go up, you're probably going to see bear market probabilities go up.
And we're also seeing that traders are now fully pricing in a Fed rate cut in June. Previously, that was July. I wonder, Lizanne, how you are thinking about how these tariffs frame the market's reaction to economic data moving forward. Are we going to be back to bad economic news being good news because it gives the Fed an excuse to cut earlier?
I doubt it. I think, and at some point you get to that component or that piece in the cycle where easier monetary policy is sufficient to kind of right the economic ship. But I think it's premature to say that any kind of bad news, particularly on the labor market front, simply because it allows the Fed to ease. I'm not sure a 25 basis point cut in the Fed funds rate sort of cures the ills of what we're likely to see in terms of tariff-related impact. Not to mention the Fed is still in a bit of a pickle because in an environment where the economy really deteriorates, given tariffs, you're probably not going to see that commensurate deterioration on the inflation front, which means they have to make decisions in the context of both sides of their mandate not sending the same message.
How do you think this ultimately settles? If the Federal Reserve can't do it with a 25 basis point cut, will we have to see greater clarity on the trade side, on the fiscal side? I mean, what are you looking for to get a sense that we may be at extreme volatility or markets may be bottoming out?
I think it has to be more clarity or just an improvement to the trade backdrop. Again, I think just a simple shift in the monetary policy reaction function to being biased back in easing mode doesn't seem like that is going to cut it. I think we also have to get through first quarter earnings season and reporting season because I think it's a fairly easy guess that what companies are going to discuss on their conference calls is any profit margin pressure they see. And what is still a consensus expectation for double-digit earnings growth in 2025, albeit down from where we were at the beginning of the year, is still predicated on very healthy profit margins and not much compression. And I think that is a clear sort of forward-looking trajectory that's now being called into question. So I think we would need to see some stabilization there. And I think we're just at the beginning of the process of any kind of re-rating that's going to happen on the profit margin side.
All righty.
To what extent does the Fed have the tools to combat any weakness? Like you mentioned, obviously, the wealth effect of the equity market sell-off continuing here, but also any macroeconomic weakness.
I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't listen to that any longer. Wow. I mean, she wasn't terrible. I know, hey guys, I know this is woke media, but I just wanted to bring it as to get you to see what they're saying. What they're actually saying is what we've been saying for a year right now. You don't need some white collar freaking lady that has 20, 30 years of experience, of woke experience, vaccinated experience, and LGBT, pro-LGBT, anti-American investing. You don't need that type of person that represents the Goldman Sachs of the world to tell you what's actually going on. You guys have common sense. It's not that hard. And so when we look at these charts, you'll start to quantify. You'll start to see that this stuff is happening now. Just today alone, I'm recording this on Wednesday, April 3rd. You'll see this on Saturday, depending on which platform. But it doesn't matter because we're not in it for a day trade. We're in it for a long term. We're in it for a swing trade. Many people that are watching this just want to get a temperature of where we're at in the economy. Like, what are we supposed to be doing with our retirements? What are we supposed to be doing right now? And for those of you that follow me, you've made some money off SQQQ. You've made some money on TMF. You've made some money on SPXS. We've already been talking about this. Like, all these people were scrambling in the treasuries, and guess what? Inflation is getting somewhat better. Interest rates have to come down, and the bond market is going up because people are rushing out of the stock market because of Magnificent Seven, because of Tesla, because of Amazon, Microsoft, all this stuff. And I said, it's going to come crashing down. Watch it. And all these people are going to go to the bond market. And she said it just in that interview, that the bond market is actually in the driver's seats. The bond market is always in the driver's seats because when we have a 10-year matching a 5-year, a 5-year matching a 2-year, and that uninverts. Remember, I said the problem happens when it uninverts. We've been in an inverted yield curve for daggone 24 months. 90% of the time when that inverted yield curve happens, we see a freaking recession. Now, you want to talk about what a recession versus a correction? Are you freaking joking me? Come on. Like, don't get me started with this, man. Like, this, they're not being real. They're not being transparent. It is the vaccine talk. It's safe. It's effective. It's this. It's that. And then, boom, how did George Foreman do recently? That guy was healthy as a horse at 74 years old, or I can't remember how old he was. We all love George Foreman. God rest in peace. Rest his soul. But they're using the same language. It's okay. It's calm. We might have a recession. We might have a correction. Are you freaking kidding me? My client base, they don't know the difference between a correction and a recession. They just see the stock market going down and they freak out. Not my clients, but the people that are watching this, the average American, because our clients are protected. They don't know about green money solutions. They don't know that there are accounts outside of Wall Street that Wall Street red money advisors do not allow to even talk about guarantees on accounts. It's illegal for an advisor to say the word guarantee because there's no guarantees when there's investments. The key word is to find an advisor that has principal protection. Like, literally offers principal protection. You should always have money in a principal safe money bucket, and that is insurance contracts. Those are guarantees provided by the strength of an insurance company, particularly a life insurance company, because they've been around for 100+ years. The A-rated ones, the good ones, the ones that didn't vaccinate their employees, the ones that didn't shut down during COVID, the one that doesn't support all that stuff in June, the one that is not really into the DEI. The one that is not taking your funds and using it to kill babies. The ones that go against your values. You think O.J. Simpson was making $50,000 a month because he was stupid? No, he was locked up. He killed his freaking wife. The feds went after him. They couldn't even touch his account because he had a green money account. He had the ability to protect his principal. He had the ability that the index that he was following was growing his asset. And guess what? The federal government's couldn't even touch him. So yes, recently we brought on an NFL athlete. I can't say who. Recently we brought on some high-end doctors. And these people have 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 millions of dollars. And they simply just want one thing. They want their money protected. They want their money to grow. They don't want to be affected by the headlines. You see, all of America is headlines freaking thirsty. Every single day you check your Facebook, your email, the Fox News app, the Stu Peters app, the financial news, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal, whatever you check, you're looking straight for headlines, boom, 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 to verify your belief system. And if you don't have those headlines, you feel fearful, uncertain, doubt. And this is the problem, how Satan just manipulates you into thinking that your understanding is your own way, and you become weak. You become weak as a person of faith. You become weak financially. You become weak as a man. You become weak in your life. You become weak in your intentionality with your family. This is how Satan gets into your mindset, is through money. If you can't hit your wife up, if you can't hit your children up, if you can't hit your business, if you can't attack your church, he's going to attack your finances. And I see it every single day because so many God-fearing patriots, so many church-going, loving people, hardworking Americans are headline focused. They believe their checkbook over than what God's word says. How many times does he say, do not worry? But yet we worry because we are in fear, uncertainty, and doubt column. We're in the red money column. When you are in red money, you have unlimited losses, unlimited gains. You have no control. You have standard deviations that are through the freaking roof. How on earth are you able to have a retirement? How on earth are you able to be stable? Because you're frozen. You're stuck in a money market. You're stuck in 4% and you're getting smacked by the inflation's at 25% at the pump, let alone the eggs are $10 right now. And then you want to go to the bank and say, hey, our money's safe at the bank. Your money is not safe at the bank because you don't own it. When you signed on to the bank account, you've relinquished your rights to the bank. The bank now controls your money. And when they go insolvent, and trust me, they do, look at 2023, more banks in 2023 than in 2008 collapsed. We could see that right now. There was a massive, massive commercial real estate problem that no one's freaking talking about. And I'm telling you, that ish is coming, dog. It's coming. And if you don't get your stuff proactively transformed into an account that makes money when the market goes down, that makes money when banks go down, that makes money when inflation is a problem, when the volatility index is doing something against your favor, if you don't move your money in the right parking spot, you too will be victim of being uneducated, not hiring the right advisor. And I'm tired of these advisors thinking know what they're doing. They never even traded a stock in their life, and they're giving you advice. And they don't even know what the freak is going on. They have no pulse. And even if they do, they're now working with the red money bank that's paying them $100,000 salary, and they only keep 20, 30% of what they generate, their fees. And those 80% of their income goes to supporting their manager because they have to keep on promoting their stupid products that don't benefit you. They benefit the shareholders. They benefit whoever owns those shareholders. And it sounds like the edicts to Wall Street. And we all understand where all that money goes. That's why I call it red money, because you are supporting an agenda that is not of yours. You are supporting an agenda that it totally goes against your faith. So if that's you, if you are lost and confused and you're losing your ass right now, you give us a call and I promise you I will help you. 813-448-3446, CortezWM.com. Check us out. You can go to AmericaFirstRetirement.com. Doesn't cost you anything. Download a free guide. You can go to Scriptures and Wall Street. I'm everywhere now. Rumble, YouTube, Twitter. Just put in Scriptures and Wall Street on the internet. Follow us. We want to get paid for giving this content. I've been doing this my whole life, guys. Like, seriously. Like, I've been doing this since I was, 23. I'm going to be 42 April 26. Here, very, very close in 23 more days. I got gray hairs coming out, man. Like, this used to stress me out. Now I love it. And I probably will do it for the next 10, 20 years. I don't know, depending on what my family wants me to do. But I'm not going to sell out. I've been offered $20 million to call it quits. And I said no. I can make that on my own. It may take me some time, but I'll make it on my own. And these American patriots, they don't have an option. I am the number one financial advisor in this country that is licensed, that actually has a platform, that actually honors the cross, that lives what he says he does. And I want to be there for you to be a solution. I'm tired of these God-fearing patriots these God-fearing people that are innocent, and they're falling victim to the red money. To me, that is my calling, is to help our retirement clients to make sure that they're good. So when they pass away, their family can look back and say, man, you did good, Mom. You did good, Dad. And Carlos, you were great. Thank you. Those are the words I live for. And if you want to share that message, then give us a call, 813-448-3446. I would love to work with you. We are really good at what we do. We have a waiting list. We can't bring on everybody, but hey, I want to work with as many as I can. I personally can't work with everyone. That's why I have other advisors that believe in what I believe, that I've personally trained, blood, sweat, and tears with them so they can continue the message on. I'm actually going to be changing my name from Cortez Wealth Management to another company, because it's another name, rebrand, because I don't want my name on it. This is bigger than me now. I started this when I was 20 something years old. I just thought it was just me to get out. They told me to put my name. Actually, they didn't tell me. They told me that I wasn't good enough to be on Wall Street. I was a Puerto Rican kid. I knew nothing about money. I didn't come from money. To join the Rotary Club, in order to be accepted in Rotary Club, I couldn't wear a gold watch. I couldn't wear jewelry. I had to shave my little beard. I couldn't look Puerto Rican. I need to change my name from Carlos to Carl. And what they were making me look like was some Italian Jewish person so I can be accepted. I didn't know it at the time. I was only 22 years old. I didn't know half the stuff I know now. But I knew that I wasn't going to change my name. I knew that I wasn't going to change my look. And I wasn't going to cater to other people's feelings. Just like if you call me and say, I don't like when you're on this network. You're anti-Semitic. No, you're this, you're that, you're that. I'm not here to cater to your feelings. I'm here to protect your money. And if you don't like the podcast, then go check out Dave Ramsey. Go check out Dave Ramsey and basically do his woke, stupid stuff. Buy mutual funds, guys. We're going to go into church and we're going to screw you up with our ELP partners that don't even know what they're doing. You know how many freaking phone calls I got from Dave Ramsey's referral partners, how saying they got screwed over? Like he doesn't even do anything. The guy's a freaking joke. And all these people believe him. He's great at debt consolidation. The guy doesn't even know about anything about green money. He says it is there for advisor commissions. But meanwhile, he wants you to put all your money in mutual funds, woke investments, doesn't even look at the investment objectives, doesn't even know what a freaking investment objective is. Put your money in the stock market when it's going down. Yeah, that makes sense. You're 65 years old, you dummy. And now you have $500,000 and your account is worth $300,000. How is Mrs. Susan going to retire when she just lost half her money, Mr. Dave? Oh, and if you didn't do it, your ELP partner did it because they were trusted because he paid you $500 a month to be a referral partner. Oh, is it quiet now? Yeah, man, I don't trust that guy. But look, red money is red money. You're in an account that has unlimited losses, unlimited gains. Unfortunately, mutual funds are invested in stocks and bonds, and you just got your ass kicked today. You got your ass kicked this week. And if you don't do something about it, mathematically, historically speaking, from a projection standpoint, there's nothing I could do for you when you lose all your money. And I'm not here to fearmonger you. I'm here to show you facts. Like here's the S&P 500. Let's go ahead and pull it up, man. I'm going to go right here, right now. The S&P 500, this is a 1 hour chart. Look at this downfall. Boom. I got a sell signal just today. Just today, the 15-day moving average hit the 100-day moving average way back here. We got a purple box. And then obviously the 50-day moving average hit a death cross at 200. We got a sell signal right now. If you're not out of the S&P 500, then get ready to start losing some money. Again, it's not investment advice. This is reality. This is my opinion. This is for information purposes only. But the S&P 500 is going down. There is massive amount of momentum. My short-term, midterm, long-term accounts, my leading indicators. Look, we don't even have to look at the charts. Let's just look at the default rates on mortgages. Look at the withdrawals on 401ks. Massive amount. Look at credit card debt. Look at inflation problems. Look at the tariffs, what the issues that are coming out right now. Look at the volatility index. The fear and greed is over 30. Guys, we were just talking, the daggone thing was at 12. And for those of you that have been listening to me that want to take money and risk it, oh, check what just went up. We just called this bad boy. Didn't we just call this? I said, volatility index, you can't buy the volatility index, but you sure as heck can buy VIXI, which is the ETF that follows the VIX. And we saw this coming a long time ago. Like I said, for those of you who've been following me and can deal with my personalities, you made some money. The volatility index has been amazing because it's at an all-time low. And so this is why we don't listen to headlines. We don't even listen to Stu Peters, Mike Lindell, Donald Trump. We don't listen to anything. We want to look at the charts. We want to have the data. The data determines what we're supposed to do. Put your political beliefs to the side. Even though I agree with your political beliefs, you cannot make decisions based on your emotions and your beliefs. You will get murdered. Wall Street loves you because you're considered a fish. In poker, you know what? You don't never want to be the fish. So this is the manipulations that we're talking about here. We have the volatility index. I said that this thing will go up, and it has been going up. This thing just skyrocketed, bro. Woo! Box, boom. Already past 56. This thing is kicking. That volatility index is over 30. When I was saying this was a good buy, the volatility was at 13. I've been talking about the VIX for so long. We were talking about this when this thing was like down here. So this is for people that want to make a quick buck. This is a trade. This is not investment advice. You will lose money if you trade leverage ETFs or any stocks. Be prepared to lose. Only invest money that you can afford to lose. So this is not investment advice. I don't want to get phone calls from anyone saying I recommended some stocks and it went down and I lost money, Carlos. Nope, I never recommended. This is for information purposes only. Don't be that stupid to try to blame me. Take responsibility. I'm just here as a messenger. I'm here because I have a personal opinion. Now, I want to help you in your retirement. I want to help you secure your asset. I believe in conservative strategies when it comes to your retirement money. We can't be trading the stock market. When it's your retirement, you need to secure what you have. And right now, I will talk about green money and retirement. But for those of you that want to take risks, maybe you're younger than me, and you got a few bucks to play with. There's nothing wrong with buying the volatility index, hoping the market is going to be chaotic. And guess what? It's freaking chaotic, man. Like, it's really chaotic. You know what else does well when there's chaos? You heard it, and you probably are tired of hearing about it. But I said it so many stinking daggone times that TMF, when interest rates do get lowered, this is going to take off. Well, people are listening to scriptures in Wall Street, and look what is happening now. The actual TMF has reached over the 200-day moving average. We have a blue cross here. It is somewhat losing a little bit of momentum, but they're going to they're going to lower rates in June. Now they said they weren't going to do anything this year, and they're going to now all of a sudden possibly lower interest rates in June. So this is going to lead the bond market. The bond yields have gone down. The 10-year has gone down to 4%. And now those bond prices are going to go up. The bonds is a great investment, in my opinion, because you're getting yield, right? You're getting a lower yield right now. However, the appreciation of bonds will go up. Those prices will go up. So you're making money two ways. You're making money on the yield and you're making money on the capital appreciation. it wouldn't behoove me if we made 20% in the bond market. Like, that sounds familiar. The last time they lowered interest rates, they lowered interest rates in 2007. You saw what happened in 2008. They lowered interest rates in 1999. You saw what happened in 01. They lowered interest rates in 2018, 2019. You saw what happened during COVID. They lowered interest rates in 2024. You see what's happening in 2025. I mean, this is exactly what it is. But they don't talk about this on the media because everybody's headline focused. And so what we have to understand right now, guys, is you need to get out of red money. In my opinion, you need to get out of red money. If you're retired right now, you are a sit and duck. You will lose money in the stock market. You're going to see rebounds. So possibly tomorrow, you'll see a lot of people buying in, and the stock market will go up, and everybody, oh, this is great. I got some of my money back. Great. But don't be fooled, man. Do not be fooled. Holy smokes. This is what we call a bear market rally. Let me change my charts here because this is another massive freaking head fake that is coming like the plague. And I promise you, this is going to happen. So what happens typically, guys, is here's the S&P 500. Let me go to a daily chart. Yep. And let me pull out here. So what typically happens here, guys, is that you see how this market's going down, this price action is going down just like it did back in April. Yep, it shot back up and went down. And then shot back up and went down. Shot back up and went down. This is a new lower. We've hit basically a worse streak that like we had in 2020. We haven't seen this type of volatility since COVID. All right, so this is a new lower. We are literally converting over a bear market. So this is what it says when this happens. Basically, what this happens means is that people are losing consumer sentiment. People are selling out at all-time highs, and they're willing to take a loss right now. So they're selling, they're locking in those profits. And there's a massive hysteria because we are a headline economy. We want to see headlines. We love headlines, and we want to make moves based on headlines. I don't make moves based on headlines. I let the headlines move the markets so I can benefit from it. And so I told you that this stock market will come back down, and it went back up. You see that? Stock market went up here, went down a good 15, 20%. There was a retracement, and people got all happy. People say, oh, that was just a little correction. It's okay, John. Your advisor say, hey, don't worry about it. It's just natural volatility. But we've known since the volatility index has been around 13, it shot up to around 20 here. And then it shot up to around 30. I'm sorry, around 22. And then it went up to 25. And then it cooled back off around 13. We were up back to 13, 14 just last week. And then boom, massive amount of sell-off. And now we're at 30. So this is what we call a bear market rally. And so we could see another pop right here. There's going to be so many investors buy right here. And we'll see a pop, and it'll come back down. And then we'll make another new lower. We'll see another zone, demand zone. We'll see another pop, and it'll come right back down till we hit rock bottom. And I will be all over this. For those of you that are Scriptures and Wall Street followers, we are going to call the bottom. That's what we do. We don't listen to headlines. We don't listen to podcasters. We don't listen to anyone. We look at the charts. The charts do not lie. Just like the mirror at the weight room, just like the weight scale, it does. You may look thinner. You may feel great. But if you're still 500 freaking pounds, you're still 500 pounds. You may have gained 500 pounds in muscle, but you're still 500 pounds. You may look different. But the weight scale, the mirror, the blood does not lie. The charts do not lie. I see the inflows. I see the outflows. I see client accounts. I see where it's going. This is like the spaghetti model with the hurricanes. Probably a lot more accurate. And so what we'll see is a bear market rally. In my opinion, I can't say this is investment advice. I will not say this is investment advice. But in my opinion, we'll see a market go up and we'll see a massive correction, retracement, back up, and another dip. This is what I believe is going to happen. I know it's going to go down because I have all my red indicators, and we have issues with the Fed right now. We have issues with tariffs. We have issues with inflation. We have weak labor reports. We have real estate that is terrible right now. We have commercial real estate loans with bank failures on the cusp. Like, no one's talking about this stuff, man. We have all-time high 401k withdrawals that people are taking money out of 401ks because they can't even afford living. Here in Tampa, it's $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment in a bad side of town. This is serious, guys. Like, I mean, I hope you get my drift here. So, for those of you that actually followed me real quick, we made money. How awesome was this trade here? SQQQ, market fell off. Boom. We made some money there. That was pretty cool. I still like TMF. TMF better than ever. I actually bought some today at a lower price point. Not a lot, but I bought it a year out from now. So I give me some time, some options at 100. This is going up. Interest rates go down. This goes up. So you need to be able to have a bucket of money that you can risk, that you can afford to lose, and actually take a healthy risk on. So SPXS is another one that I've been following, which is the S&P 500 3 times. Boom, look at this sucker. Woo, she's looking good, man. We got a buy signal on a third. Yeah, so pretty amazing stuff here, man. Like to have this volatility index go high. As this volatility index increases, the stock market will go down. We are at 30. So this is not a time to go to fixed income. At this point, you might as well just ride it out. Hopefully, you aren't retired. Hopefully, you're young. Hopefully, you have the ability to make this money back. But if you are trading now, it might be too late. But we have some strategies that we can help you. You want to give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at CortezWM.com. More importantly, I do want to help our God-fearing patriots, and we have so many good ideas. So check this out. There's no better index than the QQQs. I talk about it all the time. Right now, it's taking a massive hit. But what I love about the QQQs, guys, is that we can effectively get an account and track this bad boy, and you will have no fees, no risk to your principal. This is AI-based. This is Magnificent 7. Look at the growth of this index. It is crazy talk. Like back all the way to 2015, this index has yielded over 18% over the past 40 years. We now can literally get you principal protection on these accounts. So what that means is when the market goes up, you go up. Market, and you lock in your gains. Market goes down, you stay level. You didn't make anything that year. Market goes down, you stay level. You get all of this upswings. Market stays level. Market goes down. You get all of this upswings. So you are literally, your account value has no fees, and all your gains are locked in on your anniversary dates, and your principal is protected with an A-rated carrier. And you're making 100% right now before the interest rates go down. We can offer 100% on your money on the participation rate with no fees. I can't beat that. Like that's not even available. As a former stockbroker, a financial professional, licensed financial professional, that didn't even exist at the banks I was working at. Up until now, as a fiduciary, as an independent advisor, we can get you in green money that is not invested in the stock market, that has guarantees on your principal, and you literally can make 100% of this amazing index that is taking a beating right now. So if this goes down and you're buying here, just imagine when this thing goes up, you're going to make all of the upswings. So you need to reposition your portfolio where it is current market friendly, Trump friendly, Elon Musk friendly, AI friendly. Basically, having the ability to grow with the NASDAQ is what is going to get us out of recession, because technology and healthcare is typically the two sectors that do extremely well when we go into this recession. Not if, but when. And you heard me right, because we have all the leading indicators, just like this lady said, well, we don't know if it's a correction or a recession. I think we do know it's a freaking recession, especially when we have a financial problem. Speaking of financial problem, I haven't even looked at this, so I'm unprepared with an opinion, but I will have an opinion. Ooh. You guys know what this is. This is KRE. She said the financial system is great. This is the regional bank. So we got a massive, holy smokes. This thing was at 70 and it shot down to 51, down 21%. This is the financials. If there's wind on commercial real estate, if there's a financial problem, this is the first index that's going to react. This is the banks. This is the regional banks index. And right now we have a massive decline momentum. Let me pull up another chart here to confirm what I'm looking at. So yeah, we are going into recession, guys, in my opinion. Like, let's not sugarcoat this like with these woke portfolio managers. If you got money in the banks, you better move that junk quickly. Give us a call. We have amazing solutions where you're not in the banking system. You're not actually in the stock market. You get a guarantee. You get dollar for dollar cash reserves with our A-rated carriers that are America First, that have your interests, that literally do not charge you fees. They will grow your accounts. And your money is protected, not just from stock market losses, but from CBDCs, from creditors. You own your account. You are an account owner. You're not a participant like you are at the bank. When you have money at the bank, you no longer own that asset. The bank does, and you have the benefit of withdrawing. But however, the moment the bank collapses, that money now becomes a bail-in feature for them, and you become a creditor to the bank. They owe you money. They owe you percentage at their terms. You signed the contract. You signed the disclosure. The Dodd-Frank Act in 2010 allowed for this to happen, federally speaking. It is commission. It is into law. The bankruptcy laws have changed. So if you have tons of money in the banks, give us a call so we can give you a safe money solution so you're not being screwed with the bank failures that are fixing to happen. Give us a call, 813-448-3446. I will shoot you straight. I promise you. I will show you quantitative numbers. I will back everything up. You do not want to have millions of dollars in the banks because A, that money is not yours, and B, you don't even know if it's going to be there when this hits a fan. So be very, very careful out there. And I say this wholeheartedly. Now, another thing I would like to say is that a lot of people are confused. Don't look at the headlines. When it comes to your money, if you're looking at headlines, it's too late. Hire a proactive advisor. Is your advisor telling you what your standard deviation is? Is your advisor telling you what the risk is? Is your advisor doing simulations for you? Is your advisor parking you in green money? Is your advisor putting your money in the stock market and telling you, hey, it is going to be okay. It is a long-term game. Don't worry. The market yields 14% a year and you will get it back. Do you really want to wait when you're retired? Do you really want to wait when you're 57 years old and you want to jump for joy because you want to retire at 62 and live off 5-6% on your $1 million to supplement the Social Security that is left? Do you really want to risk that right now for your children? Because a great retirement plan leaves money to their children at a tax-friendly standpoint. Because the government, I'm telling you right now, man, oh man, I can go on and on about this. There's people with millions out there that are worried about the growth of their money, and they don't even realize that the taxation of their money I could grow your money. That's easy for me. As I showed it right now, I've traded here. I showed you how I can make $10,000, $20,000 a day just trading. I could show you all this. I could show you everything that I'm doing. But what good is if I make you a ton of money and all of it becomes taxable? At $10, $12 million, the federal exemption taxation, they will start charging you 50%. This is where trust planning comes in. This is where a tax-free bucket comes in. Utilizing green money solutions, utilizing legacy planning tools that I will not podcast about it because I can't give free information out. This is information for my wealthy clients that have hired me. I will say this, your money will grow. That's the easy part. The hard part is paying the taxes. So if you have $2 million and it grows to $5 million, you have $3 million in long-term capital gains when you pass away. And your children get it. Spouse to spouse, no big deal. But when both spouses pass away and you're inside of an IRA, guess what? The kids are going to have to pay that within 10 years. They're going to have to take that $4 million and literally count it as ordinary income within 10 years. They get to choose. Do I want to take $400,000 out this year, $300,000 next year? Do I want to take $500,000 out this year? Do I want to take $1 million? What's that going to do with my current tax bracket? Guys, you will lose half of your money. So $4 million will now be $2 million if you're lucky, because there's going to be more taxation if you don't make plans now. So if you have a lot of money in IRAs, think about your kids, because the government is like this. They know exactly how they're going to screw you over. And so we want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. The taxation of the money that is grown is how the government is going to pay for the COVID bills, pay for the PPPs, pay for Ukraine, pay for the overfunding of Israel, pay for all this stupid Social Security payments to the dead people, because they already know how they're going to tax you to hell in a handbasket. Up until now. Give us a call. We want to help you. 813-448-3446. Visit us at cortezwm.com. Let me share my scriptures real quick. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put in practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Philippians 4:9. Let me say that again. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me, not from a podcast, not from social media, but from the word of God, or seen in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. So if you see examples of a parable that Jesus has did in the word, and we can become more like Jesus, God guarantees us peace. And at the end of the day, that's all what we all want is peace. But we can't have peace if we don't have God in our hearts. We can't have peace if there's no imitations of Christ in our lives. And so my prayer for you is that you can try to imitate Jesus. You can learn the word, that you can be more like Christ, that you can love more people, love your neighbor. Be a man, love your wife, love your neighbor. It's one of the hardest things to do. Love your neighbor. Sometimes it's hard to even love your wife. But we have to do it. We have to do it because God says the peace. And it's when God says it's peace, it's a heavenly peace. So I want you to marinate on that. Philippians 4:9. Great scriptures. Also, I'm really excited about our sponsors. GetMeLeanUSA.com. Check it out. Great platform, great product to simply just get in shape, lose that extra fat. You're promoting a God first, American second company that believes in what you believe in, that is anti-pharma, that is just amazing. So next week, I'm actually going to be talking about how to make money off of Johnson & Johnson. I'm actually going to be shorting them. Yeah, I'm going to be shorting them. So I want to talk about that real quick. I think on Stu Peters Financial, we're going to be talking about that. I don't know, but if not, I'll go on live. But you got to follow me. You got to follow me on Rumble. Go to Rumble, go to Scriptures in Wall Street, and I'm going to be talking about how to make money off of Johnson & Johnson while their stock just plummets. Let's all just make money off of it. Again, not investment advice. I'm just doing it for information and education purposes only. And with that being said, guys, I love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe on rumble.com. Go to Scriptures and Wall Street. Give me a like and subscribe. Follow me there. I'll promise I'll produce some content that you won't see on a podcast. The Rumble channel, I need your help. Support us. Also, you can support us by going to CortezWM.com and book an appointment. You can also support us by going to GetMeToLeanUSA.com and ordering some supplies. You can cancel anytime, and you will feel great. You won't regret it. Well, God bless you guys. I'm out of here. So you want to lose weight, you've been on the peptide journey, but you haven't tried the best one out there. And these are natural-based peptides that actually work. Imagine being able to lose weight, control what you eat, portion control, hit your protein goals, and it really isn't that hard. You no longer have to worry about expensive monthly shots that you have to take, that you don't even know what's doing to your body. This is my before and after, and you can see how effective this is. Try it out for 30 days. You can cancel anytime. There's no gimmicks, made here in America and completely safe. No side effects. All you got to do is click the link below and let's get in shape.